All right. Good Thursday afternoon, folks. As always, my name is Casey, and I'm thrilled to be joined by my friend, colleague, co-host, Ryan Bornman. Ryan, how the hell are we doing today?
We're doing good. How are you doing, Casey?
Doing all right. Again, I'm having some technical difficulties with my camera, which is odd, but look, I'm not the IT guy, but I can't complain. Nothing really going on. From a pure non-work perspective, just been heads down busy. I actually, you know what? I do have a grievance to file. I will say that. It dawned on me this morning. It's absolutely insane that some New York City coffee shops, I'm looking at you, Birch Coffee, some others, don't open until like 7:30 or 8 a.m. I mean, it's baffling to me. And before the make your own coffee snobs and mob come at me, I do close to every day. But, sometimes I do want just a large drip coffee handcrafted by an artisanal pink-haired barista with a sick nose piercing. I mean, is that so much to ask for? Just open up at like 6:30, 7 a.m. Like, you're missing out on a lot of business I don't really understand. I noticed that this morning.
Yeah. That's insane. I feel like most coffee shops should be open like 6:30ish for the 7 a.m. crowd. Maybe people just aren't going to work as early these days, but that feels insane to me.
I really don't understand.
I've been on the make the coffee at home train for a little while now too, but it's great, but it doesn't taste the same as when someone handcrafts it at the store. You gotta go at least once a week and still get a nice coffee made.
Look, I agree. I'm on the Nespresso train, but it's ran out of pods, so reordered them. Yes, I am too lazy to just go buy them at a store, but just wanted a drip, and I went at 6:30, and just wild that it wasn't open, and then I had to wait till 7:30 until it was open. Crazy stuff.
Crazy.
But what's crazier is the fact that it's week 12. We're a week away from Thanksgiving. What's even crazier are the Black Friday deals that we just launched on ProfitDuel, which we'll get into in a bit. But you have any grievances to share before we dive in?
No grievances from me. All is well on my end.
Festivus came early, seemingly. But as we said, it's week 12. Okay, slate this week. I actually do like the board, which we'll obviously touch on here in a bit. Before we do that, I do want to highlight all of our incredible Black Friday deals that we have going on before we dive into the week 12 slate. So I'm going to just quickly bring up my screen. We have something for everyone here, and we are in the business of helping folks make money this holiday season. So we know you got a lot of gifts to give. Holidays are around the corner. So why don't you just use ProfitDuel so you can pay for those gifts with the money you make from match betting? Take some money from the sportsbook and casino promos and pay for your gifts. We've got our biggest discounts. We've got some really, really great money back guarantees. I mean, just check out all of our Black Friday deals. You can look at how much our members have made in the past year. We've had a member eclipse $40,000 in 1 year alone. Yes, he is in a casino state, but the results are real, folks. Ryan can speak to them. I could speak to them. Our Discord members can. Check out Jalen's video. She was featured in the Wall Street Journal talking about how she made $6,500 in just 4 days. I mean, look, check us out this Black Friday. There's something for everyone. We've discounted our annual Platinum Pass to $349, so you're saving $650. We have a lifetime Platinum Pass for $999, so you're saving $1,500. And the beautiful thing about these offers is they come back with a money-back guarantee. So if you don't make $500, let's say, and you buy an annual Platinum Pass in your first 3 months, we'll give you your money back. We won't even ask questions. Same goes for the lifetime Platinum Pass, because we are we know for a fact that you can make that and probably 3 times that in the first 90 days. So highly recommend that you check our deals out this Black Friday. Aside from that, Ryan, any good reload offers that we could look for tonight's game?
I'm trying to pop open my FanDuel actually, Casey, because it was glitching on me this morning, which there's been some FanDuel problems recently. So now I'm finally logged back in, had to delete and re-download the app, and I guess it got fixed. I tweeted out. Seems like some other people were having issues. But there is the touchdown jackpot. It looks like there's a 30% boost. Depending on your account, you might have it straight, you might have a same game parlay.
I have
You
a
can go
straight.
through as if it's straight. Yep.
I have a straight, and I actually have $100 max this week, which is nice. They've been fluctuating my maxes between $50 and $100 the past like month or so. So obviously, everyone's max wager is going to vary on your promos across sportsbooks. So some people have 10, some people have 25, 50, 100, 250. I have friends who actually have $500 boost max, which is pretty wild. Must be nice. But yeah, we'll run through this quick FanDuel boost for tonight's game. I have a $100 max wager, but if you have a different max wager, you could obviously edit this field right here. So we teed up FanDuel profit boost. It's 30%, right? If I recall.
Yes, 30%.
And it's on the Texans game, and it could be on any market in this game. So we'll walk away with an easy $12.38. You buy yourself Chipotle. Just put the boost on over 2.5 Jaden Higgins receptions. Take the under on Jaden Higgins receptions on DraftKings, excuse me. Bada bing, bada boom. You just made $12. Simple as that. Go buy yourself lunch. The touchdown jackpot. We had the right idea last week.
We had it. We had the idea. We had the wrong guy, right idea. Our guy let us down.
Yes.
in all sorts of ways last week.
Yeah, he did.
We should have known.
Should have known, but look, we did take a bet that was pretty sharp. It's just we can't do anything with him not doing.
Yeah.
Him getting a penalty.
Right
he had a false start.
Right process, wrong results.
It didn't help that he had a false start and was in the doghouse, or it was 12 men on the field. I forget. And he was in Aaron Glenn's doghouse for like the first 2.5 quarters. So that doesn't help.
Yeah, that'll do it.
But we got touchdown jackpot tonight. I'm going to quickly just pull it up. Oh, I just misspelled something. Oh, I know why.
Go out, pop out of New Jersey, Casey. You're in state New Jersey there.
Yeah.
Just pull it off. Yeah.
I always forget.
No worries. Limited because ProfitX and Novig are now no longer in Jersey. Our options are sport trade to match on, which is fine. They work great too. But I wish we had them all.
What sportsbook is that, FanDuel? All right. So tonight, obviously, if you're looking to match bet, wait, let me pull up the FanDuel odds as well. So just while we go through these, I don't have them up. I apologize.
There's a couple good options here.
Yeah, there are a couple good options. Obviously, you can match bet the touchdown jackpot if you want to. If you're not comfortable losing $5, totally understand that. So there are quite a few options you could do it. Ray Davis, you could do on FanDuel and with a coinciding bet on ProfitX. Although say that again.
Not a horrible bet either if you think the Bills are gonna be ahead in this one.
No, not a horrible bet either. You do have to lay a good amount of money to just either just break even or win 23 cents if you're interested, but you do mitigate all of your risk there. So it basically becomes like a free roll for Ray Davis to score the first or last touchdown. Not a bad idea. The Bills are 6-point favorites, so potential for Ray Davis to get on the field. Ooh. Dalton Schultz, touchdown. Okay.
Schultz, he's been catching a lot of balls.
He has. Davis Mills does like him. I picked him up in fantasy last week. He didn't do great, but he scored the week prior against the Jags. He is hurt. I believe he's questionable with a shoulder injury, if I recall. But Dalton Schultz touchdown from one of our commenters At FanDuel, you could get him at plus 330 anytime and 16-1 first and 13-1 last. Could be a good look for the touchdown jackpot. So Dalton Schultz, check him out if you're interested in that. Not a bad idea. I kind of like him anytime.
Go ahead.
No, say it again.
The fantasy tight ends have been a crapshoot. I saw like the stat yesterday that's like the number 2 tight end is closer to the number 18 tight end than they are to Trey McBride, I think, who's tight end 1, which is just absurd. You're just praying your tight end catches a 5-yard TD each week based on who you got out there. Otherwise, it's just been useless.
It's a wasteland if you don't have Trey McBride, who has been thriving with Jacoby Brissett as his quarterback.
He's insane. He's a wide receiver 1 right now.
Yeah. But as you can see, you could obviously de-risk the touchdown jackpot if you so please. But Ryan, I'm not in the business of de-risking this. It's $5. I'm okay maximizing our upside here. So I'm going to bring up the FanDuel odds so we could kind of walk through who we like most. But if you want to take Ray Davis, you can take him and not lose a single cent. Just head on over to the ProfitDuel Dutch Matcher, and it will show you exactly what to bet, where to bet, and how much to bet. So you walk away without spending any amount of money. All right.
Yeah, I actually we'll look down this, Casey, but I actually just made my pick while we were just sitting here, and
Good.
I'm going with a similar thought to last time. I'm going with Jalen Noel plus 1,200 as the last touchdown score here. I'm hoping he scores the last one.
I don't mind Jalen Noel at all. Jalen Noel is a rookie receiver who went to Iowa State. He's been getting a lot more targets recently. Him and Jaden Higgins, their usage rate has increased in the past few weeks. I believe Noel had like 5 catches, not last week, but the week before when they were home against the Jags. So could be some upside here for the rookie receiver. I know Jaden Higgins gets more of the fanfare, but I don't mind Jalen Noel at 12-1 anytime. And then look, we're expecting a negative game script for the Texans. He could score last, or he could score first, obviously.
Yeah, he had what? I'm just looking now, 60 and 75 receiving yards in back-to-back games. I want to say that was when Nico Collins was down, because obviously Davis Mills is just force-feeding Nico Collins as he should as the starting quarterback now. But still, I mean, those are 5, 6, 7 catches with 6, 7, 8 targets and 70 receiving yards. It's absolutely doable.
Yep, it certainly is. There's another one I would recommend if we want to go the Bills route, because the starting tight end Dalton Kincaid is out for the Bills. I do like Jackson Hawes also at plus 950. I think he has 2 touchdowns this year. I want to double check that. I actually bet on him during tight end week to score, and he got tackled at the 2-yard line, which was devastating. And he was like 12-1. But
2 touchdowns this year. You are correct.
2 touchdowns. So the rookie tight end from Georgia Tech, maybe he gets in the end zone. So we're rolling with the rookies tonight. Jalen Noel or Jackson Hawes. That's who I'm eyeing. I haven't made my choice, but Ryan went with Jalen Noel. So again, you just have to place $5 wagers on these to join the touchdown jackpot. If Noel or Hawes were to score first and we each had one of them, or they scored last, we'd be entitled to X amount of bonus bets from FanDuel based on how many other people have these guys. So fun way to potentially maximize your upside with limited risk here. But
no, absolutely. This is a good one. I'm just trying to look up right now to what the bonus bet payout for Mechie last week was. I think it was in a couple $100.
I think it was
$874. I think it was
$774, but I knew it was high.
Yeah, so high. We had the right idea for one of those high receivers, and it paid if you got one of those. So we'll see this week.
Just hypothetically, let me just quickly bring up another screen. Hold on, bear with me here, folks. No, hypothetically, right? $884. You said.
Yes.
Okay.
874. Sorry, I missed
874. Okay.
874.
Right? If you had $874 in bonus bets on FanDuel Sportsbook, you obviously want to come to the Dutch Matcher. You want to sort by bonus bet rating, which we already did. Here's how much money you can make. Like guaranteed money that you could withdraw if you're in the business of that. Yes, you would have to risk a bit on ProfitX, but you could walk away with a pretty penny. Obviously, this is a bit outlandish because there's probably not this amount of liquidity here. But if you go into the main markets, right, like if you just click NFL, just going to quickly just do a money line spread. Just show you how much you could theoretically make pretty instantly. Let's just do it on no big since it's in most states. If you had an $884 bonus bet, you could walk away with $587.20 at least, and that's money you could withdraw. So you don't even have to care about who wins the game. You'd have to just place the bonus bets on the Texans, place a coinciding bet on the Bills, and you're walking away with an easy $587. So if you hit the touchdown jackpot tonight, you could then use ProfitDuel's Dutch Matcher to obviously maximize your rewards even further and earn you some guaranteed profits that you could withdraw. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a good one. So you might as well play it, especially for it being so low risk. It's absolutely worth it because the reward is clearly there. And you got, like we said, you got to pretty much win one, and you're paying for plenty of all your wagers back and more for the rest of the season. So it's definitely worth playing on it on every Thursday.
If you hit if you hit John Mechie last week and you went on ProfitDuel and just did this, you could buy yourself a ProfitDuel Platinum annual pass while having another $230 left over. And that's just in one offer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the subscription fees pay for itself when you use our system. But all right, we're going to move on from obviously promoting what we do. But
one more thing before we move on, Casey. I will say one thing we just listed today that we noticed on ESPN Bet, they do actually have an overtime protection. Offer was put up today. We get a lot of questions about how people asking, what can we do outside of certain promotions to, increase our promo maxes, get other volume in, and get other volume down on the sports books. This is one of the ways. So you can bet on an NFL team at money line, and your wager will be covered up to $1,000 if they end up losing in overtime. So you can go ahead and look on like the Dutch Match or the Dutch Calculator and look for NFL money lines and place coinciding bets on different sports books here, and you'll be covered if the game goes to overtime. Now, granted, most of the time you're going to take a small loss, but on the NFL games go to overtime about between 5 and 7% of the time. So if your team goes to overtime, you could get covered and get a large bonus bet payout and still win the other side of your bet, which then leads to a large payout. So just an offer to check out. And one of the ways, if you want to get more volume, say on an NFL Sunday, which obviously, a lot of recreational bettors are betting on Sunday before the game starts. So just something else to add into your match betting arsenal that could help, increase limits potentially, also increase, your weekly volume, and just something to take a look at and try to minimize your risk. I was looking for the Texans game tonight. I think they're plus 240 on ESPN Bet, and they're minus 258 on DraftKings at the moment. So I think you could bet both sides there potentially and take like a $5 to $10 loss and, have the overtime protection on ESPN Bet. So just something to think about. Not completely risk-free, but if you can get the right numbers, this could be potentially a risk-free opportunity. And that's, listed under sportsbook offers now as well. Just wanted to highlight that.
Look, join the ProfitDuel community and you'll learn more about the offers that come in every day. And you'll learn how to maximize your promotions to the best of your abilities. All right. Week 12 is here, Ryan. We're a week away from Thanksgiving.
It's crazy.
Tonight's game should be good.
Yeah.
Though I will not be watching. It is my mother's birthday. Happy birthday to the greatest human being on planet Earth. Love you. I'm excited for this game. I already bet on a side in this game. It's moved in my favor a hair. I took a position on the Houston Texans +6 the other day, and now it's down to 5.5.
Okay. I'm not going to take a side in this game. I'm going to play like probably a very like rec chalky play. But I'm taking Josh Allen to just score a touchdown tonight. I got it at minus 118. Promo Cactus on Twitter. He calls it JROI, where Josh Allen return on invest or Josh return on investment, and he is one touchdown away from breaking Cam Newton's all-time regular season rushing TD record. So he has the overall record, including the playoffs, but he would break that record tonight if he scores one rushing touchdown. So I'm sure that this is going to be one of the most popular picks across the board. But tonight's one of those nights I'm okay. I'm okay going for some fun and going with the crowd tonight for Josh Allen to break this record. And he ran in 3 on Sunday, so we're taking him to do it to get one today.
I like it. I'm honestly just. I just think this market moved quite a bit. I think it opened at 3, went to 6, and now it's at 5.5. The Texans' defense is incredible. I do think the Buffalo Bills are wildly overrated, and
I'm a Bills hater.
Josh Allen is Superman out there. But at the end of the day, I think the Texans defense is good enough to keep this within 6 points. This could be one where I just look like a fool tomorrow, but I just think the Texans defense is an elite unit. And I happen to think the Bills are just as overrated as it gets. Their defense is nothing special. I think the 31st run defense in the NFL. So maybe Woody Marks can get going for myself and my fantasy team as well. But willing to take the Texans here.
Yeah, makes sense. Like I said, I'm a Bills hater. You don't have to. I've thought they've been overrated for a long time now, so you don't have to convince me to fade the Bills.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and that will bring us to our next topic. Ryan, I'll let you go first here. Who is your favorite chalk play of the week?
Well, I'm going to go back to pretty much the same team I've been going to all season, who just continues to find a way to get it done, even though it's ugly and it doesn't look good. So I'm going to take the Bears on the money line against the Steelers this week. Minus 140.
Bears.
Yep. Ends minus 2.5 against the spread. I think it's still at minus 140. I took it when it opens earlier in the week, but it hasn't moved a ton. Yeah, they seem to get lucky every single week, and I think it's almost like it's not lucky anymore. Now they're like, the offense looks sometimes very, very terrible. Caleb's running for his life every once in a while back there, saving tons and tons of sacks. But the Steelers, I just don't think are a good football team. I think Aaron Rodgers, I saw a tweet before that his career worst on pretty much almost every category. Is 196 passing yards a game. 3.5% big time throw rate, lowest of his career. 3.0 turnover worthy play rate, lowest of his career. A guy who's been known to protect the football and make good decisions. He's just not really doing it for them. And we talked on the stream 2 weeks ago about how he couldn't believe that they did not make a move for a receiver. I mean, DK Metcalf has 500 receiving yards basically for them, while George Pickens is over there in Dallas with second receiving, and they got rid of it. It seems to have been fine over there, but Rodgers might not play this week. I actually think it would bode better for the Steelers if Rudolph is at the helm. He looked good last week, running the offense without Rodgers. So, but all that to be said, I just don't think the Steelers are a very good football team. I think the Bears are a good football team. I love their head coach Ben Johnson, and I'm a Caleb Williams believer still, and I think that they're going to get it done once again. So that's where I'm rolling. I'm rolling till the wheels fall off with the Bears here.
Really? I don't think any of these football teams are particularly any good. If Aaron Rodgers does play, Aaron Rodgers has infamously once said that he owns the Chicago Bears. He is 25-5 against them in his career with, I believe, 64 touchdowns to 10 interceptions or something absurd like that. I know that's a completely different Aaron Rodgers than what he looks like right now, but I don't know. This would be like one of those matchups that would scare me because he's just such like an egomaniac, maniacal, arrogant guy.
I hope he plays. I hope he plays and that ends. He's not in Green Bay anymore. It's a little bit different to own the Bears, not in the division.
He's also 41 years old and looks over the hill, unfortunately. But I don't know. I feel like he'll be able to like rear back and find something a little extra for them. He's also, you know what? This is an angle I haven't seen anyone talk about. Perk Rogers could be back this week.
He could be back. You're right.
Oh,
It's his non-throwing hand though, which is really
right,
weird.
yeah, but like they're still gonna have to shoot him up, and
No, of course.
seemingly he plays better when he's injected with all kinds of pain killing stuff. For whatever reason, I don't know why. Don't try that at home, kids. But Aaron Rodgers, he owns the Bears. He said it himself. 25-5 against them in his career. 64 touchdowns and 12 picks if you're including the playoffs. Just absurd numbers against this team. So I don't know. Maybe he's got a little extra motivation for this one if he plays.
Yeah, I will see. I mean, he's him averaging under 200 yards a game is crazy. There's like 5 starting quarterbacks that have less than him, and one of them is Justin Fields. So that shouldn't even count as a starting quarterback. I think another one is JJ McCarthy, who also got like 5 games under his helmet. I think it's Fields, Tua, Bryce Young, Jackson Dart, McCarthy are the only 5 quarterbacks averaging less yards per game than Rodgers right now, which it's not really good company to be in. I would say even Jalen Hurts is above him, who doesn't even throw.
It's crazy. Yeah, he's unfortunately cooked. But I meant to pull this up. This was when we were sharing the bonus bets, and if you were able to cash in on the John Mechie $884 bonus bets at MKTG 100, so that's wild. Yes, it's pretty crazy. It's even wilder that you could turn those bonus bets into real guaranteed profits if you're using ProfitDuel. So check it out. My favorite of the week, I had to change this because this line is long gone. I took the New Orleans Saints at +1.5 before the Michael Penix news was announced on Sunday night. So that has now moved in my favor. They are now, sorry, I'm an idiot. I took them as an underdog. Yeah, +1.5. They're now -1.5. I wouldn't recommend taking it at the moment.
Favorite though.
Yeah, but my favorite, I'm looking down the board. All
You're not going to just stick with them as the favorite? You're not recommended it?
No. I'm not touching that at -1.5 at the moment. +1.5, +2, sure, if you got it on Sunday. I'm trying to honestly look for a middle. I'm hoping there's some more Saints steam on Saturday night, but we'll see what happens Sunday morning. But so game time decision, what I do there. But my favorite of the week, we're going to the Pacific Northwest. Give me the Seahawks -13. This one's about as straightforward as it gets. I'm backing one of the best teams in football at home against arguably the worst team in the NFL. The spread could push 3 touchdowns, and I'd still feel comfortable laying it. No matter how you break it down, this is a massive mismatch for the Titans. And they just lost Calvin Ridley for the rest of the year, so it only widens the gap. Seattle also is an absolute wagon against the number this year. They're 8-2 against the spread, which is an NFL best, and they've bullied bad teams all season. And after a tough divisional loss against the Rams on Sunday, I fully expect them to come out and just take care of business against Cam Ward and the Titans. I don't see how this one is close at all.
The bounce back game for Sam Darnold after a rough showing last week, and it still came down to a kick, even with how poorly he played.
It's really. I mean, it's wild because I was on the Seahawks, but watching that was insane. But it also speaks to how good the Seahawks defense is.
So good.
But
really good football team.
Can you trust Sam Darnold when it counts? That remains the question, and we'll get some more answers on that down the stretch here. They still play again, and obviously both teams look primed for the playoffs, so we'll see what happens there. Look, I'm rooting for Sammy D. So
yeah, so am I.
All right, we'll move to the underdogs. What dog you looking at?
You want me to go first, or you want this one?
I'll let you go first.
I'll take it if you're giving it to me, but I'm gonna take. I took the Giants +10.5 against the Lions. I think it opened 11.5. It's moved it moved down to 10 at one point, sitting at 10.5. It steamed a little bit. I'm gonna jump on that train. Dart's supposed to be back Sunday against the Lions. I think the offense has looked pretty good with Dart at the helm, and the Giants have just literally just blown fourth quarter leads. So I like them to keep this within two score game here, and with Dart back at QB. So I'm going to take them there. The Lions offense looked great one week against the Eagles, didn't look so great. What's his face? Dan Campbell seems to want to get David Montgomery more involved, but honestly, it's just at this point where they should just give the ball to Gibbs. He's so dynamic, and they can use him in so many different ways. And then they just do like an inside zone with David Montgomery, and it goes nowhere. So I don't know why they keep insisting on getting him involved, but hopefully they keep it close on Sunday. And I think the Giants will keep this within a one score game on Sunday.
Does it concern you that Jackson Dart is coming off a pretty bad concussion seemingly, and that the Giants do have the worst run defense in the NFL?
We're keeping it within a two one score game here, Casey.
All right. Somehow we didn't actually overlap, but I'm also going to the NFC East for my underdog of the week, and I'll probably look like a fool after this, but give me the Dallas Cowboys plus 3.5. Yes, I know the Eagles are the reigning champs. I know they're sitting at 8-2, but they just look completely out of whack on offense. I know Dallas's defense stinks. I know they're the 31st ranked in the NFL, but I just don't see how Philadelphia is built to exploit it currently. And Dallas's defense should start trending upward. They look good on Monday Night Football against the Raiders. Granted, it was the Raiders, but they are getting a lot healthier. Demarion Overshawn returned. The secondary added 3 guys back in Siobhan Rebel, who's a cornerback, a rookie from Eastern Carolina. Safeties Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker are back. On top of that, obviously, they got Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson at the trade deadline. So this is a defense that will probably start to look a lot better than they looked like pre-bye. And then there's the fact that the Eagles are without Lane Johnson. They're without their stud right tackle and future Hall of Famer. Since he was drafted in 2013, Philadelphia has won 66% of their games when Lane Johnson has been on the field, and just 38% without him. So that's what happens when you're down a Hall of Famer. I'm comfortable taking the 3.5 points here, especially in Jerry World. Obviously, they played week 1. The game was close, if you remember. It was a little wacky with that weather delay. But I just don't see how Philly's offense can suddenly solves all their issues on the road. And Dak has been dominant at home against divisional opponents. He's won 18 straight games at home against the NFC East, which is pretty crazy. He's a different animal in these divisional matchups. So I'm pretty comfortable getting a field goal plus here.
Yeah, no, I mean, Dak's kind of putting up MVP numbers on a bad team right now. I took a Dak MVP bet in the middle of the season. Hasn't panned out for me, but he's still been balling. And the Eagles offense just looks, like you said, just looks terrible. Even I don't see how they just get it going against, even though it's a bad Cowboys defense. I don't just think how they just figure out how they just flip a switch and just all of a sudden get it going. I was seeing stuff with I think it's Patullo is their offensive coordinator, how he's going to be a highly sought after head coach after the season, which makes absolutely no sense because the Eagles offenses look worse than it's ever looked. They're not getting AJ Brown on any crossing routes, although I think he's a little bit cooked in general. It should be a good one. I don't see. I think Dak will be I think Dak will be Dak, and their receiving core of Pickens and CeeDee Lamb is pretty tough to stop for any defense.
Yeah, we had a comment. Sure bet G1X. Yeah, 18 straight games is insane. Wow, yes, winning 18 straight games in the NFL is absolutely crazy, especially when you're doing it against divisional opponents. So wild. Dak has dominated the NFC East at home. Did you know? I also found this pretty fascinating. Dak, yes, he is amazing in division at home, but even just in division in general, he's 31-13 against the spread in divisional games in his career. He's 21-2 straight up at home in division games. Do you know who those 2 losses are to? What quarterbacks?
In division?
Yeah. I'll give you a hint. The 2 losses occurred in his rookie season and 2017. So it's been quite a long time.
Oh, geez. Who the heck even were the quarterbacks in 2017? You're really testing my knowledge here.
Putting you on the spot. So
Was RG3 in the league in 2017, or am I going way off here?
Yeah, he was definitely in the league. He was not on the commies formerly known as the Redskins. Carson Wentz and Eli Manning are the two losses.
Jeez, I didn't even realize Eli Manning was still in the league in 2017.
Yeah, that was right after. Well, 2016 was the year Ben McAdoo got fired, I think, when he benched Eli for Geno Smith. So it's been quite a long time since Dak has lost at home against an NFC East opponent, but we don't care if he loses. Just lose within 3.5 points. That's it.
Yeah.
It's my field goal.
Jeez.
It's but yeah, it's pretty wild.
Jeez.
So no one wants to take a stab with Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns, huh?
No, I mean, I didn't see it a ton on Sunday. I just watched the highlights like kind of before the show, and it's he almost led that little game-winning drive, but it was pretty clear to me why he has not been on the field. Just watching that that little highlight tape, and I think there's been a lot of discourse on Twitter, which has been pretty funny. Of like Josina Anderson, she tweeted like against all odds, Shedeur Sanders made a 3rd and 10 completion, which is just like insanely hilarious, and all the people have been like clowning her for it. So she's getting the engagement she wants, but it's just a funny thing. Like we'll see how he does this week. I'm personally, I hope he does well. I'm rooting for him, but he did not look the part of an NFL quarterback in his little stint last week against the Ravens.
He did not, but look, at the end of the day, he was dealt a pretty shitty hand of cards, obviously coming in against that Ravens defense, which is trending upwards. And look, he was selected in the 5th round for a reason. He never should have been in actual conversations to be a top draft pick. Nothing he put on film in college suggested that. It's just kind of the media just propping him up because of who he is. I kind of feel bad for him in that fact. Like, just he is who he is. Like, he shouldn't be expected to come in and just save this game for you, especially when you're not playing with the first team offense for that long. Like, yeah, it is your job as a backup to be prepared, but the coach also has to put you in that position. Look, I'm rooting for him, but I will say this is one of the greatest tweets I have ever seen from Josina Anderson. It is truly unbelievable. Like, hang this in the Louvre. Like, here was the against all odds 3rd and 10 completion by Shedeur Sanders under 2 minutes. Against all odds, he threw the ball 3 yards in the air, and Jerry Jeudy just made some insane moves to get a first down. But yes, Josina, against all odds, baby. I'm rooting for
sure. I am too. I hope he does well Sunday, and I hope he looks good for the rest of the season. Well, we'll just see. It's funny too because a lot of people have been like talking about how has he not gotten like first team reps. Ben DiNucci and Kurt Bankirk, who was just talking about how like the 3rd string QB just doesn't get practice reps. That's just like an organizational thing that most 3rd string QBs don't get. So just some stuff in the media too that people talking about it and just don't really know what's going on the inside of an NFL QB room. Obviously, I don't usually know either, so I defer to guys like that to get that insight. But just a crazy discourse all around, Shedeur in the draft process and throughout the NFL. But yeah, I am rooting for him to play well.
It's wild. What's even more insane, Ryan, is that since the Cleveland Browns returned to the NFL in 1999, Shedeur Sanders will be the 42nd starting quarterback for the franchise. He will be the 18th different quarterback to make his first career start in the regular season for the Browns in that time alone. I mean, that is just absolutely insane. There's been almost the same amount of Cleveland Browns starting quarterbacks in the last 26 years as there have been American presidents. Just think about that for a second. 42 starting quarterbacks since 1999.
It's insane, dude.
Wild.
And they've made the playoffs more recently than the Jets.
Yeah, they've won a playoff game more recently than most franchise, honestly.
It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
42 starting quarterbacks in the last 26 years. Some franchises like the Patriots have probably had, off the top of my head, if I could just think about this, Cam Newton, Jimmy G, Jacoby Brissett, Cam Newton, Jimmy G, Jacoby Brissett, Matt Castle, Brady, Mac Jones, Drake May. I mean, like some quarterbacks have had 7, 8 in the last 26 years.
The Packers have had 3, right?
What? Yeah.
The Packers have only had 3, right?
Yeah. Well, You got to think about how many games are missed by Rodgers or Love.
Yeah, true.
Brett Favre
I guess
never missed games. I mean, there's probably some Brett Hundley's in there. Maybe Scott Tulsi. Maybe there's who was it? What was the guy's name?
I guess I'm just thinking too, like actual starting quarterbacks, right? Like where like the Browns have like not been putting guys in there a ton because of injuries. It's been like just straight. They have because of injuries, but it's been like just straight changes at the quarterback position, like not where their hand not all those 42 of their hand has been forced. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's really crazy. 42 starting quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's insane. That is insane.
But I'm rooting for Shedeur Sanders. I don't think he will fare pretty well, but look, he's going against one of the worst teams in the NFL, so could be a dream matchup for him. But maybe I'm just curious what it would look like if I got to pull this up because I haven't looked at this, and I'm sure I might be an absolute moron and do this. Okay.
What are you looking for?
I don't know. We're gonna find out. I'm just curious, like what some alts would look like.
Like they posted all his lines. I think it was like the first thing they had up like Monday morning. It was crazy on FanDuel. No one else was posted. All Shedeur props were priced and up there, getting people in early.
What is he anytime? He could also scoot. He also runs around back there like a maniac and takes way too many sacks, which is also why he's.
I think it's like plus 500 or 600.
Oh, that's not good.
550.
All right, but where are the TD? Where's his throwing touchdowns? The heck?
You probably got to go to passing props.
You're probably right. I'm a moron. Let's see. Okay.
Up a little bit.
Oh, let's
go to
passing
rush. Go up a little bit.
Thank you.
Keep going. Yeah, right there. All passing TDs.
Okay. Where's it's not very good, honestly. I mean, I guess there's like there's an upside case, but never mind. I thought it would be a lot juicier than this. I don't mind the 200 passing yards alone, though. Just for some value. I don't know what the fair price is. I haven't really looked into it, but the Raiders stink.
We'd have to look. They've had this price for a little while now. Yeah. The Raiders are terrible.
Awful. Big game for the Tankathon standings, though.
Yeah, Raiders are heavy. They're minus 192, I think, too. So they're not projecting much for Shedeur here.
No, I mean, it's pretty wild that the Browns are 4-point underdogs against the Raiders. But when you look at who's playing quarterback, you start to understand why. The Browns defense is incredible. So
yeah, no, I know. We'll see. We'll see what happens here.
Let's see over under in this one. 36.5. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's low. They're gonna have Geno throw it 100 times again and not give it to their top 5 pick in the backfield.
I mean, not taking an offensive lineman when their O-line is that bad was a blessing for the Jets. Let me make that abundantly clear, but that was just insane. Maybe they'll take Jeremiah Love with their top 5 pick too this year.
It's going to be a quarterback.
It's pretty crazy. Before we go, what's your best bet?
I think my best bet, I'm gonna just go to the Monday night game actually. The Panthers and the 49ers. I'm going to back the Panthers in this one. There hasn't been a ton of line movement. I actually I believe it or not, I have a Panthers division future in, and Brock Purdy was back, looked good, but I think the Panthers have improved a lot. Bryce Young kind of had a career game last week. They have Rico Dowdle back there who's been playing really well. I don't know if you saw the little clip where he called his own shot. We have a little bit going between me and my fantasy co-manager because we have Rico Dowdle on our team. We call him Goat Dowdle. So now my feed on Twitter is filled with Rico Dowdle highlights and Rico Dowdle stuff. So I'm just all over this guy right now. But I'm going to take the Panthers to cover 7 on Monday against the 49ers. I think they're a better team than kind of what's advertised. And Tet kind of broke through last week. He's second in rookie receiving yards right now, I think, or he might have passed Agbuka last week as well. So I think they're starting to get things rolling. I think they're just actually like a pretty solid football team. And I like this to be more of a little bit of a closer game against San Fran. I think if it gets over plus 300 on the money line, I might dip there too. But I was seeing like plus 290 and under for a little while. So I think the fair price is just about like 305 at the moment. So if I get above that at some point, I think I'm gonna take a bite.
They've been crushing it as underdogs on the money line all season. So I might join you on Monday night. Also, Tet is an absolute monster. He's a beast.
It's great.
The 49ers, they've alternated wins and losses in their last 9 weeks. They won last week. So
we'll see.
Recent history would suggest that they're going to lose on Monday Night Football at home against the Carolina Panthers. If you're into that sort of thing, by all means, do not blindly just take my word for that. It's a fascinating nugget that I found interesting.
Yeah, no. What do you got for your best bet?
I honestly think it's the Cowboys. I really like them plus 3.5. I'm prepared to look like a schmuck. I'll give something else out. I do like the Cardinals plus 3. I think it's still plus 3. I think the Jaguars are just another team that's not that good and just is getting pretty lucky. They played a absolutely depleted Chargers team at home and beat the doors off them. I think, like I've said it all year, I think the Cardinals are a lot better than the record indicates. I know they're also battered with injuries right now, but at some point, I think they'll put together a good game on the field and not go down early by 2 to 3 scores like they have the last 2 weeks and keep it close. So hopefully the third time's a charm after being on them the last few weeks. But yeah, I like the Cardinals plus 3, but best bet, I would just stick with the Cowboys. But I like the board this week. I don't know if I'm going to bet everything I just said, but I have bet I have the Texans so far plus 6. I have the Saints so far at plus 1.5. I have the Dallas Cowboys at plus 3.5. And I have the Seahawks at minus 13. I'm probably just going to keep it with that. We'll see how I do in that 1 o'clock window. And tonight, obviously, and might add to it with the Cardinals at 4:05 on Sunday.
Yeah, I've got Michael Wilson in fantasy with Marv out again. So I'm hoping that he obviously exploded last week when Jacoby Brissett had 48 completions or something insane. So hopefully he gets some burn again this week and the Cardinals look good because that would be nice for me.
Wouldn't be bad. One other thing I actually do like, just quickly, I just want to check the line here. Breece Hall over 15.5 receiving yards. The Jets are 13-point underdogs again and will be without their best playmaker again in Garrett Wilson. The Jets probably will be playing from behind all day against the Ravens, and that means they're going to have to throw the ball. We have Tyrod Taylor in at quarterback now, and Jets head coach Aaron Glenn actually said this week they have to do a much better job finding Breece Hall in the passing game. Yeah. So I expect a lot of volume to go his way. So we're going to take our chances here with Breece Hall over 15.5 receiving yards, little dink and dunk with Hall. We'll see what happens over in Baltimore on Sunday. I just want to quickly look just to correct myself before I say this like a schmuck. Where is this?
Yeah, I think his targets have been going down, and it just hasn't made any sense. He's been very, very effective every time they give him a screen or they get him involved in the passing game, and then they just decide to go away from it. Doesn't make any sense.
And when Tyrod Taylor started against the Bucs, Breece Hall had 4 receptions for 31 yards. So hopefully he will repeat that again this week. We just need to get to 15.5, folks. 16 receiving yards. Dink and dunk to Hall. Just pick it up, baby. Chunk plays. Anything else you have to promote before we go?
I have a stat from our.
You have a what?
I have two or three more little tidbits that I want to throw in. I have a stat from our friends at Badlands about the Jets. I just saw it today, and it's crazy that through 10 games, in the last 15 years, the Jets have been over 500 one time through 10 games as a franchise in the last 15 years. I just hearing it and seeing it, just point out that more than half most of my adult life and more than half my life, the Jets, I've not watched over 500 football from the Jets, and they were 6-4 in 2022, which is a season they finished 7-10. So it's just, I know we point out every week about how bad it is as a Jets fan, but I'm just seeing more and more stuff, and that stat is just crazy to me. So I just wanted to throw that out there after that it's just, again, every week we talk about we're in hell with the Jets, and it's already mock draft season. So, but yeah, that's my one tidbit. My second tidbit is Did you see Rice football this weekend is playing North Texas? We're going to college football. They are giving out free beer to their students in the stadium. I'm
Do you have to present ID? Like, how's that work? Or
usually at the stadium,
everyone who
you have to
walks in.
present ID. Usually you have to present ID. But they're giving away free beer during the game, which I'm very curious to see how that goes.
Sorry, I thought you meant like when you're walking in, like stadiums.
No.
That's why I was
like, no. You got to go to the concession stand and get your beer. But apparently they're giving away free beer this weekend. So I'm very curious to see how that goes because in the last like 6 years they just started allowing like alcohol in college stadiums. So I'm curious to see how the free beer trial goes for them. But North Texas is ranked for the first time, I think, in their program history going to Rice this weekend.
North Texas has an unbelievable football coach, by the way. So that's why they are ranked. Eric Morris, he is a quarterback whisperer. So if you're going to the Mean Green game, get yourself a few brewskis. I have another awful Jets stat if we want to stay on this topic. Before the season, the fewest takeaways in the NFL history by a team through 10 games was 5. Through 10 games, the 2025 Jets have 1 takeaway. 1. They're on pace to smash an NFL record, and not in a good way.
It's incredible how the lack of turnovers they create on the defensive side of the ball with a poor offense. Like they don't give them any extra help. Neither side of the ball helps each other, and that's not a recipe to win football games.
I'm here for the free booze. I'm here for the free brewskis. So am I, my friend. So am I.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for me. Well, maybe next week we'll dive into some Yankees hot stove. I've got some thoughts, but I'll save them for that.
But, for the sake of time, I had some notes on it too. But for the sake of time, I think we save that. We save that for next week because I think me and you could do this show for an hour just going back and forth about that. So I think we table that.
We shall. Next week's programming note. Next week's show will be on Wednesday at noon Eastern time. Obviously, Thanksgiving is next Thursday. So, yeah, we'll see you next Wednesday. Looking forward to a little Turkey Day show. And do yourself a favor. Get yourself a ProfitDuel subscription with one of our excellent Black Friday deals. Ryan and myself are here to help you. Shoot us any questions you may have. And let's make you some money this holiday season, all right? Let's
Absolutely
have you buy gifts for basically free with money you're winning from sports books and casinos. Nothing better.
Along that same note too, draft if you have been playing along on match betting and you have a DraftKings account, you accumulate crowns over time, and they're doing a Black Friday sale with 30% off everything with your crowns. So talk about something that's like free money. You can use those crowns to just get yourself something nice for the holiday season. Check it out. It went live when we started this show. I've got a ton of crowns, so I'm definitely gonna be cashing in. But just take a peek. If you've match bet or you're a bettor in general, you've been accumulating these crowns whether you know it or not. So take a look and get yourself something nice.
Can you get yourself like a bonus bet with the crowns at 30% off? Like, can I get a $100 bonus bet for $70?
I don't know. You'll have to look. I believe it's just in the Dynasty Rewards store. So it does. I think it applies to gift cards and whatnot too. But they do have some nice stuff. They do have some nice stuff in there. So take a peek. If you've been accumulating them, it's probably just been in the background. You might not even know. So just go ahead and take a look.
All right. Listen to Ryan there. Get yourself a Black Friday deal now. It will not last long, and you'll make a lot of money between now and Christmas if you do. Just trust us, and we're more than happy to help you. We have an excellent team that is always here to help you round the clock. So hit us up. Let us help you. Let us make you some money. The cost of living has never been higher, and there's just never been an easier way to just make quick money in 20, 30 minutes. But if you want to learn more, you know where to find us. All right, Ryan, we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, talk soon. Thanks, everyone.